Hello everyone, welcome to Code with Master. So we are going to start off with a new series on design patterns, and in the coming tutorials we'll have working sessions on most of the design patterns that's implemented in Java. So let's start off with the question: what is a design pattern? Design pattern is a well-proved solution for solving different problems in programming. So that is a design pattern. We have bunch of design patterns available for most of the programming languages, and they are actually used by most of the expert software engineers, and they have come up with a solution of some of the design patterns, and we will be using most of them. So design pattern, it is actually independent of the programming language, and so what it means is like it doesn't depend on a specific design pattern. It can be used only with a programming language. It's not like that. We can use a design pattern for most of the programming languages, which complies with object-oriented programming concepts. So there are possibilities. There are other design patterns also which are implemented for programming languages which doesn't comply to the object-oriented concepts, but we are mostly going to talk about design patterns which are compliant to object-oriented object-oriented design problems. So the advantage of using a design pattern, it makes the code more flexible, reusable, and maintainable. So to understand that, we'll have to go through a working session. We'll look through why a design pattern makes the code more flexible and reusable. And these design patterns are well proved and tested solutions, so we can rely on them. We can use these design patterns. The design patterns, there are different types of design patterns, so it depends on the situation in which we can use them. So one design pattern, it couldn't be used on some situations, and other can't be used on another situation. So it's only possible to use the design pattern for a specific occasion. So we'll have to understand the requirement. We'll have to understand what we are going to build. Then only we can implement a design pattern for developing the code. So that's how it goes. So and we are going to mostly talk about design patterns in Java. So what are the design patterns in Java? So we have three broad categories, which are creational design patterns, structural design patterns, and behavioral design patterns. And we'll come across each one of them. And in each of these categories, there are like multiple design patterns. For example, if I talk about the creational design pattern, there are several patterns like singleton pattern, builder pattern, factory pattern, abstract factory pattern, etc. So in the next tutorial, we'll talk about one of the most important or most widely